All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Anthony here, Special Analysis. Going to be breaking down our approach here this morning live on crude oil. So, as many of you know, I offer an array of analysis, interpretation, and expectation deliverables within my Special Analysis experience, utilized for day trading, swing trading, position trading. The day trading component is the futures market, us live every single morning from 8 to 11 a.m. This way you get live market analysis, interpretation, and expectations, while you can always provide the thought process of what may transpire based on prior price action. In order to analyze volume and analyze order flow, that needs to be done in a live scenario because that is constantly changing, right? So when you belong to a Discord or some analysis service or some trading service that's just sending you information, taking that information doesn't take in consideration of what's happening now, in the moment, that very second. And that's why I provide a live experience, because I genuinely believe a live experience is the only experience that's going to give you the ability to interpret what's happening in the market in that second, because you have to realize something. The market is open. When the market is open, things are constantly changing. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of participants all over the world are placing their orders, speculating on price, so on and so forth, on top of banks, on top of algorithms, and all those other components that come into play. So the reason we do the day trading aspect live rather than me just giving you a bunch of levels to look at is because things can change rapidly. So let's break it down. Let's talk about it. We'll see kind of how the morning transpired. Had some news at 9:45 and 10 a.m. this morning post opening bell, none of which genuinely really affected crude oil. The NASDAQ, the S&P, and gold were just really choppy markets this morning, and that happens, right? We look at four markets because we recognize that some of them are going to cooperate and others are not. So crude has been in a pretty aggressive downtrend. You can look at the top left here. This is a 4-hour chart of light sweet crude oil. I use this for my higher time frame analysis. I incorporate price action from the weekly chart, the daily chart, and the 4-hour to make decisions based off of ultimately what's transpiring here inside this chart. The bottom left is a chart of the US dollar. Often the US dollar will correlate or decorrelate with commodities or the indices, so I do keep an eye on it just to see how things are going. So we came into the market this morning a little bit kind of choppy here. You can see we really had a little bit of a rough go until things kind of picked up. We were making lower highs and we were making higher lows based on the overnight session. So you can see we had kind of started off with a deep low over here and a deep high over here. And we were just really in a period of what I would consider indecision as we rolled into the session here. So we made these lower highs. I marked off a trend line. I did this on the reference chart for my clients as well. They got to see it in real time. I was looking specifically for a lower high to transpire because the bigger picture still tells me the bias is to the downside until proven otherwise. So you can see we place a low here, slightly higher, we come back up, and we start to stall in and around the 77.10 area pretty effectively. Price does take a push down, and then we pull straight back up, unsuccessful in closing above this little consolidative state. And ultimately what we did was place what we call a double top, okay? So this double top just tested this trend line ever so slightly, and you can see right there we were unsuccessful in closing above this specific high. So I said to my client to go, listen, we've just made what looks like a double top. We're respecting the overhead resistance. There's a good chance we push lower from here. What would confirm that would be a break of this low, specifically right here. So what am I looking to do? I'm looking to consider getting short here and start taking profit as I come into this prior low, because this is the highest probability spot where I could get rejected. All right. So if there's a spot that I could get rejected, it's important to me to take profit there, and at that point advance my stop to break even. Okay. Now, that's not all that I anticipated. I anticipated revisiting the session lows. Now, there are 3 lows that were placed prior to this double top occurring and the break of what would be called a neckline. That first low is down here, the second is over here, and the third is the origin of the open at 1800 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday evening, the Globex Open. So those all transpired and the market took an absolute plummet. Well, the service I provide, guys, is not to tell you what to do with your money, but rather to tell you what my analysis leads to believing, into interpretation, into expectations, so that you can, if this trade is right for you, decide when and where you're going to take profit. So again, double top, nice and clean. Failed there. First target retracing down here into 85. So from 77.11 to 85, that puts us at about 26 ticks. Pulling into this prior low here at 76.69 puts us at 42 ticks. Pulling into this prior low at 62 puts us at 49 ticks. Coming into the overnight low, it'll let me, there we go. So 1800 was down here. It's not letting it, it's not showing it to me for some reason because of all the price action, but there was a third low there we were looking for. Then we went on to look for 76.30. Okay, 76.30, 76.10. That puts us at 100 ticks. 75.80 puts us at 130 ticks. 75.60 puts us at 150 ticks. 75.30 puts us at 180 ticks. 74.70 240 ticks, and 74.50 to the point of me placing shooting this video recap. This is as low as we've gone as far as predictable targets go. There are deeper targets, but I'll leave that for my clients to use at their discretion, because listen, if they're still in this trade, there's still more profit to be had, and in all fairness, they have they've earned the right to access that information, and that puts us down here at the last target that we were filled at during at least the session at 74.50. So that's 260 ticks, guys. We're talking about a really, really massive run here. Let me see if I can zoom in and they'll let me see the low here. 1800, the low was at 39. So those were the last lows there. So let me just reset this so you can see it. It's a little bit blurry, but we started up here. We went as low as 74.50 based on our projected targets. Again, we do have deeper projected targets that I did provide to them. It does look like the market may be finding some resistance here in this area. If it flushes the low, then we'll have the opportunity to capitalize on more profits. But guys, I shoot these videos not to talk about myself, because I'm beyond that point in my life. I shoot these videos because I want to share with you my approach to the market. Okay, again, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to provide trades for you to place. I'm here to provide what I do: analysis, interpretation, expectation. The exact same information I provide to myself when I take my own trades. Okay, you got to eat your own cooking, right? So if I share with you something, I'm sharing it with you because I would put my own money to work. Now, I can't tell you where I put my money to work, and I'm not going to, and I'm not going to dictate to you when and where to take a trade, but I will tell you, based on what price action is providing, the evidence the market is giving me in that moment, the analysis, interpretation, and expectations. So the analysis was a double top. The interpretation was we would push at least into this prior low. The expectations were all these other levels provided beyond the 3 prior lows from there. Okay? That's what I give you, right? And I do it live. Why? Because things can change literally by the second. So if you're trading futures, if you're trading the NASDAQ, the S&P, light sweet crude oil, or gold, and you would like to join me live from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll put a link below this video. You can click on it, check out the content. I go kind of deep into what it takes to be a successful trader. I can provide the analytical part for you, but you need to provide the emotional stability. You need to provide the mindset to be in the zone, to take the trade when the opportunity is presented. That part I can't do for you, okay? But what I can provide for you is the analysis, interpretation, and expectation from an educational standpoint so that you can accelerate your trading career by starting to understand what the market's doing, when, where, and why through somebody who's watched it for many, many, many years, longer than you probably have. So I'm on my 13th year, maybe 14th year trading at this point. So I have been a paid analyst for many, many years for other people. So what I do is I basically bring that service to you from an affordable standpoint. In addition to the live rooms, I provide you with other things to look at on a daily basis, things to look at on a weekly basis, things to look at on a bigger time frame basis that you could apply towards swing trading or position trading if you so desire, whether that be stocks, futures, forex, cryptocurrencies. I basically give you all of the things that come across my radar and say, hey, I'm looking at this and I believe from what the evidence is provided, the analysis could interpret into these potential expectations. So if that's a service that you guys would find valuable for your own trading, and again, I bundled it all together because I'm a one-man show, all right? It's one monthly subscription fee. You get access to everything, whether you're just day trading, you're just swing trading, you're just position trading, or you're doing all three. I've just decided to condense everything in one because it's just easier for me, okay? I don't have a staff. I am the customer service. I deal with all the technical issues. I answer all your questions. So for it to be worth my time to do that for you, I've just simply bundled it all together into what I believe is extraordinarily affordable. I mean, I have paid 10 times a month what I'm offering you to join me for folks to teach me what I know today. All right, so I've made that investment. I've invested over a dozen years. So now I bring that to the table for you if it is something you will find valuable in your career. I do it on a subscription basis because some people are with me for many, many years. Some people come along for a month or two and go, you know what, this is not for me. So rather than me taking thousands of dollars from you, I don't want to do that. I charge a subscription service and you can stay as long as you want. You can unsubscribe anytime you want. I make it very, very easy for you to control your account simply because, again, I'm a one-man show. My focus is on the trading. My focus is on the analysis, the interpretation, the expectations. My goal and focus is on providing you the very best of who I am. And in order for me to do that, I need to continue growing myself. So for that in itself, guys, understand that the focus is not on selling the product. The focus is on what the product delivers. And that's what I have dedicated my life to, so that I can help other people. I took the long, bumpy, ugly road to get here, and my hope is that through what I'm offering you, it will be a smoother, quicker path to you reaching your fullest ability as a trader. So again, there's links below this video. Consume them, content, reach out to me. Feel free to leave a comment below. If you like the video, make sure you click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss the next one. The focus is education here, guys, so that you guys can kind of see what we did today. Over 250 ticks, well calculated on crude oil. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.